Hello and welcome back to ASMR.com.
Oh my god, stop. You and fucking Alice at the same time making noises and shit. Granted, I'm coughing and stuff in the background.
It's okay, I'm just
Making really shitty ASMR videos back here. Don't mind me.
Or do. I don't know what you're into.
So yeah, unless you're some sort of psychopath, and I've said this in Doki Doki, and wanted to watch episode 8,
Yeah, that's
9, or whatever, and you just clicked on a random ass video, I'm Clint.
I'm John.
And we're playing Call of Cthulhu on the computer. And this is Cat. And we're a charisma modifier, so we just killed the Shambler. Well, didn't kill him, we sent him back to his dimension.
What do you want to do? Do we lie to her? Do we tell her?
Just tell her the truth.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
Wait, what?
Really? You knew about the monster? So knows the state of my arm.
You knew, maybe?
Maybe.
Try and go with that.
You knew.
No.
You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
I wonder if he has the secret recipe somewhere in this house.
Let's
Chicken grease salt. That's all I remember from like one of the Futurama episodes. I stole the secret recipe to Colonel Sanders. Chicken grease salt.
I want to know what the hook is.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
So she's in the know a bit.
Yeah, she seems to be a bit in the know.
She might be one of those cultists who's seen us before. The key we took.
Except it's underneath the painting. Unless that painting's there a second time or something. But yeah, I guess we did take that.
Oh, look at that creepy thing in the mirror.
Oh, I think that's a chalk drawing.
Regardless.
The Nameless Bookstore.
I've been cutting these loading screens out usually because they're usually pretty long if it's between chapters.
I went to a bookstore. Well, that's a thing.
We're too
It's
late.
weird. That's what's weird. I think when he first... Oh, okay. You can't actually see that it's actually broken. When I thought when he first walked up, I'm like, that window's not broken when he first walks up, though. Oh, here's me shitting on movies and stuff.
You know what I really want to play, actually? Jet Set Radio Future.
Wasn't that... Yeah, they, like, re-released it on a bunch of
Where's
stuff.
the bookseller?
I think so.
I've never played Jet Set Radio.
I'm not good at it, but I played it on the Xbox, man. Or, I don't know.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Yeah, until most of Freud's stuff was basically just shunted off as more or less, like, pseudoscience and technically not right, and a bunch of mommy issues.
That's all right.
Sometimes a
old
cigar
diary.
is just a cigar.
Oh, volume 4. So I'm wondering
So
if...
we've missed like 2 then.
I think we got one of them in the mansion.
Yeah, you'd have to look at your inventory to see if you got it.
I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, I don't think you really care. This is unless we like played like multiple times.
Got that hallucinogenic whale blubber. Ooh,
Freaky weird brain stuff.
I guess. I'm mainly just kind of looks like a good place for books. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears to be even more mysterious because, up until then, the region was a favored refuge for...
Cetaceans? Fancy Latin word for whales, I guess? Because we can't say it the normal way.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something dumb and we're just butchering it. But in 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship.
that they basically killed Cthulhu somehow. They rolled all the 6s.
Ooh, this doesn't look very good. Wait, there's no king on the board for white. It's a done game then.
Yeah. No, it's lantern oil.
Enough of that. So many books. I love it. I'm not going to read all these out like that.
You can pause the video right there and read it yourself.
Yeah.
If they're like shorter, but it's like this place is just filled with this shit.
Or like if it's funny, like not a history.
True. Like if it's a creepy ass thing about like the other Sigmund Freud book.
Oh, you're right. It was like a
Yeah,
chalk
it's like
drawing.
a chalk drawing.
This guy can't afford a mirror.
He's not got money. Ooh, another sign. It's that'll be a medicine book again. But yeah, that was another thing. Like with in Nicole's game and stuff. I know she's talked to you about it as well, but I'll say it for the 4 people that watch this video. There is some major differences between her playthrough and our playthrough, to the point that I think she dumped way more into medicine than we did. So when she saw the cultists asleep, to us, I think they were like dead. Or
where did they break in
to us, they were in a coma, and to her, they were dead. It's just super odd. She went an entirely different direction.
Seemed like amateur work.
It was kind of funny.
Oh, I'm remembering the trick to this now. It's look for the stuff that's colored a little bit.
Oh, investigation.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Wow.
Way to go.
Way to assume my 19...
Yeah.
What
Did you
is it,
just
20s or
assume? Did you just
10?
assume my gender, triggering me?
The triggering?
I think we were talking. I think Alice and I were talking about triggered in a different video too. Just assume, triggered.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Like he's drunk. Like he's druggoed.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
What killed all these animals?
Insects.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
We had a crowbar once.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
a freaking elder sign is what made him flee. That crap is like important as all get out. This is basically a ward against evil.
Wow. We probably can't do it.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, it's weird how you like
Looks
kind
like
of
the
see
symbol
in the past.
rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it?
On the walls of the medical facility.
What
Yes,
sort
you
of
saw it
power
all over,
did Sarah Hawkins'
all
painting
over that
possess?
Sanders place. It's an elder sign. It's the main thing you collect in basically all of the board games that are Call of Cthulhu based. So I can't go in there. It's probably more. You probably had to actually look at their bodies again. It seems that's always the thing, is you stare at their bodies.
I thought they disappeared, that's all.
Yeah, it's one of.
Oh, she came back.
It's again,
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
probably the fucking Necronomicon.
Give it a sec. Here it is.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
I kind of wish we'd never taken this case.
Yeah, it's like every single thing with Call of Cthulhu. As soon as you take the case, you're basically dead.
So there's something hidden.
Oop.
There's clues in here somewhere.
Oh yeah, there is.
Drake left instructions on how to find the
Oh,
combination
some
of his
phone
safe.
call, dude. This is important. Go ahead and read it.
Yeah, just give me 1 sec, guys. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still in this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I'd ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage at the Miskatonic University. Ooh, the Freemasons. The contents of this safe is not only of a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you'll be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions.
The Miskatonic University is it's in Arkham, Massachusetts. It's like not a real place, and it's where a lot of other things are. Because I believe it's where a whole bunch of other.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Yeah, because they're all dreaming about the Leviathan.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is the form of cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to the being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings, a mention of the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery, coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to the Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it.
So I wonder if that would be different if we had Key of Relay, huh?
Key of Relay file.
So we need to go back into there.
So there is something still hidden in that room.
In here, right?
It's somewhere because that thing's still clicked up.
Mythology.
Oh, the little thing went away.
Oh, so it's
a little circle.
Yeah, it's probably
Arkham editions.
Azathoth and other horrors. Azathoth is fun. Azathoth is basically the endless.
How many
horror.
volumes are there in this collection?
More or less, he is a thing of destruction, and if he is summoned, he destroys
Another
all
volume by Arkham
of everything.
editions. Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Oh my God.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
I'm assuming maybe I need to look at them all or something.
There's
Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
I like how he says the same thing like 6 times.
So
Arkham editions.
He said something about the order of these books.
Well, go back in that room and let's see if we can find the hidden thing first. Like, there's actively something hidden.
It'd be stupid if it was the damn crowbar.
There it is.
What a strange amulet.
In the shape
I have a
bat,
feeling
the
I'd
strange
better
amulet,
not
the
touch it.
pendant is the shape of a large dog. I do not know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore.
I'd rather not touch it. We
The
grabbed-
occultism. So, this room's cleared. Let's just go into a different room.
See if the thing pops up over here. No.
Yeah, let's just go in a different.
Go back here maybe. Although we did see a lot in here. So,
Do we have a bunch of
Kind of
cylinders?
chalice.
we have one.
Go over.
Wait.
Kind of chalice.
Specific motif? No. Probably not. I'd love to have that. What were you trying to say?
Turn around. Keep turning. That gramophone in the corner.
Things are not looking good.
Yes. Can't do anything with it.
Probably because we haven't found any of the stupid cylinders yet.
Well, we have the one from...
Pull out your lantern. Let's get some more light in here. Like, actively be able to see stuff. Because those cylinders are in here somewhere.
Yeah, I feel kind of stupid for not seeing them already. History... Theology, mythology, maybe they're in the corner.
Nope.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Occultism. Oh.
Just skipping through the med books.
Oh, here we go. There we go.
Cylinders that Drake tried
There's
to
the
hide.
cylinders.
I should perhaps listen to them.
Would I read the book? Should I read the book?
Oh, I say screw it. Let's read all the books.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Clicks from catalogs and classifies creatures that I've never heard of, divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from the dimension to another. It presents itself as a reference work on the bestiaries of the myth, without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations.
And there's the thing that came after us, it looks like.
Yeah, that actually does look like the Shambler. Yep, and that will change our fate as well. Razor Occultism. Like, we might as well just basically, okay, the 4 people that watch, if you've played any tabletop role-playing game for Call of Cthulhu, basically we're breaking the number 1 rule, which is we're reading the books. You do not read the books.
All right, let's listen to some gramophone.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
So that's the chalice.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers.
So
I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
All right.
So that's why there's no king on that board.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, so volume 9.
That one seems pretty easy. I mean, it's really basic. It's,
The Chalice
Number of
of Knowledge.
Yep.
1. Oh, look at that.
There's a crack, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to mark
5.
that down? Yep.
Yeah, I can write stuff down. I am taking notes. So 5. Protect our White Queen. How many pieces are protecting the White
The Queen has little
4.
protection.
How many's protecting the Queen?
3 of them.
So it's probably 3. I'll note that it might be 4. And then I'm pretty sure it's just blatantly telling you the last one is 9.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to look at number 9 just in
I think it was the first one.
Yeah.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Oh, wait.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah, it's probably 9.
Probably 9. Yeah, I'm assuming it's 9. He just says 9. So try 539.
Oh, wait. R. 5. Then. Yep.
Yeah, he just kind of blatantly gives you the last one, which is silly.
We're geniuses.
He should actually say, like, oh, my favorite volume is Azathoth and Other Horrors, and go in and actually look through all of them. He could have made it a little bit more complicated.
Gosh,
I believe that is the Necronomicon. Just knock all this unimportant shit.
I mean, relatively, yeah.
Our occultism must be getting pretty high. We've been looking and reading everything, which is not the best idea.
I kind of want to do this like a pure playthrough, you know, like a true detective getting shit together.
Yeah, this wasn't like the best idea.
Is everyone on the island or everyone?
Yeah, it's basically everyone on the island.